Hello, we are going to discuss the starting methods of three-phase induction motor in this lecture. Let us see what is the need of starter for a motor. The motors are generally connected through some starter to the splice and not through the switches only. Why? Let us see. The rotor current of the motor is given by this equation. I2 is equal to Sx E2s divided by R2 square Sx2s square whole square root. At the time of starting, the value of slip S is 1. Therefore, starting current of the rotor, the current drawn by the rotor at the time of starting, I2s is given by E2s over R2 square X2s square by substituting value of S is equal to 1 in this equation. Now under running condition, the value of slip is very small, of the order of 0.04, 0.05. Therefore, the EMF induced in the rotor winding at the time of starting is much more to the EMF induced under running conditions. As a result, the starting current drawn by the rotor is much more than the running condition current of the rotor. Now, this rotor current affects the current drawn by the stator windings. More is the rotor current, more will be the current drawn by the stator windings from the lines. So, due to this heavy starting current flowing through the rotor winding at the time of starting, a heavy current is drawn by stator windings from the supply lines. This large value of current in the supply lines will have a large voltage drop in the supply lines, so causing poor voltage regulation of the supply system. This heavy current flowing through the distribution lines will adversely affect the other motors because the torque of the motor is sensitive with respect to the variation in the voltages and other loads connected to the supply. So, to keep the rotor current and hence the stator current of the motor at the time of starting within limits, starters are used. So, function of a starter is to limit the starting current to a predetermined value or a safe value. Then, in addition to this, the starter also protects the motor against overload and no volt. It is already discussed that it switches on, it is used to switch on and switch off the supply to the motors. Now, one more point may be cleared here, that this heavy current drawn by the stator windings at the time of starting does not affect the motor itself, because the time for which this current is drawn is very small. As the motor picks up speed, this current is automatically reduced. So the motor itself is not affected by heavy starting current, but the other motors connected to same distribution lines and other loads connected to same distribution lines are affected adversely. So that's why starters are required to start the motors. Now let us discuss the types of starters. There are three types of starters for squirrel cage induction motors: direct online starter and very commonly known as DOL starter. And second is the star delta starter, and third is auto transformer starter. For slip ring induction motor, the starters used are rotor rheostat starters. Now let us discuss direct online starter. As its name indicates, the motor stator is connected to supply lines directly. That is, the starting current is not reduced by this type of starter, rather it functions as connecting the motor to the supply lines. Why? because the starting current decreases rapidly as the motor picks up speed. So the time duration for which this heavy current flows is very small and does not affect the motor much more, but it affects the other supply lines, the other appliances connected to same supply lines. So the size of the motor to start with this type of starter is limited to 5 horsepower. Up to 5 horsepower we can use this type of starter, which is connecting the motor directly to the supply, because the current drawn by the motors up to 5 HP is very small and does not affect the voltage regulation of the lines. So in dual starter, on off push buttons are shown as shown here, are used to switch on and switch off the motor, and a no volt release coil is used for protection of the voltage, protection of the motor against no volt, and to hold the contact in on position. A thermal overload relay is used for overload protection. Fuses and MCB may be used for protection against short circuit, and a contactor is used which connects the motor with the supply lines through its main contacts and hold the contacts in this position by one auxiliary contact called hold on contact. Now let us discuss the various parts of DOL starter. This is our 3-phase induction motor. Stator winding as well as rotor are shown here. This motor is connected to the supply lines, and this remaining is the starter. This is the starter part of the circuit. The starter is connected to supply through main switch as shown here, or it's also called motor switch. Then these three main contacts connected to a common bar, and this one auxiliary contact, all these contacts are normally open, and this is the relay coil. This rectangle shows relay coil. These three, relay coil, auxiliary contact and main contacts, forms a contactor, or it is also called electromagnetic relay. Electromagnetic relay. How this relay works? That whenever this coil is energized, that is the current flows through this coil, the armature is attracted by the magnet and these 4 contacts are closed. And when supply to this coil is interrupted, the relay coil is de-energized, and by spring action these 4 contacts are again in the open position, because these are normally open contacts. When this coil gets supply, these 4 contacts are closed, and when this coil is having no current flowing through it, that is de-energized, these 4 contacts are open. This we will remember, that how this electromagnetic relay or contactor works. Now these are the 2 push buttons. One is normally closed, used to switch off the motor, and this is normally open type and is used to switch on the motor. So here we have written on off. This we have already discussed, the relay contact, which is called hold on contact or auxiliary contact. This contact is always connected in parallel with the normally open or on contact. This you can note. And this is our thermal overload relay. It's made of bimetallic strips connected in series with the each phase winding, and on heating up due to overload under normal conditions, this contact is closed. When the motor is overloaded to a certain value which is predetermined, and setting of this thermal overload relay is done accordingly, When that much current flows through these bimetallic strips, they open this normally closed contact. This is how the overload relay works. Now let us see the working of the DOL starter. Now the circuit is shown. These three phases are connected through main switch, three main contacts of the relay, and then through thermal overload relay to the three terminals of the motor stator winding, which is shown delta connected as shown here. And the control circuit is starting from this phase. We connect to relay coil, then to normally closed push button or off push button, then to normally open push button across which this hold on contact is connected, and then through the thermal overload relay contact and back to the other supply line. Now under these conditions there are two openings. One is on the on push button, other is at auxiliary contact or hold on contact, and in this condition the relay is not de-energized, so motor is in off position. So let us see how to switch on the motor. First, main switch is operated to on position. These three contacts are made. Supply comes on these three terminals, and we push the on push button or normally open push button. What will happen? The supply continues from here through coil, off push button, through this coil, and here to here, back to the other line. Current flow through the coil, relay coil. The result is that these four contacts are now closed. The relay is in energized state. Once we press the push button to switch on the motor, then we release it, it automatically comes to open position, but the current will continue to flow through the relay coil through this closed contact in this way, which is called hold on contact. It will hold the supply on to the relay coil as well as to the motor, so it is called hold on contact. So motor is now on. If we wish to switch off the motor, we press this push button. It is in series with the relay coil. Relay coil is de-energized. These four contacts are opened and motor is in off state. Now let us see how overload relay coil works. When the motor is overloaded, it draws more current from the lines. As a result, the bimetallic strips of this thermal overload relay will make this terminal open. This contact is also connected in series with the relay coil. So the relay coil is de-energized, the motor will stop, which can again be started by adjusting the load on the motor. Now another protection which is provided by this starter is no volt protection. No volt protection is given in a way that if the motor is running under normal conditions at full load, let us say, and the supply is failed due to any reason and again restored, what will happen? If this relay coil is not provided in the circuit, if the supply is restored to the motor again, the motor is on load, it will draw very heavy current at the time of starting and may damage the windings. But if the supply fails, the current flowing through the relay coil also interrupted. As a result, relay coil is energized, and once the supply fails, these four contacts are again open and the motor can be started only by pressing a push button by setting the load, after setting the load on the motor. So this is how this coil provides no volt protection, and it is also called no volt coil or no volt release coil, NVRC. Very common name for this is NVRC. These are the protections provided by this type of starter. This type of starter, once again we can conclude that not controlling the starting current but connecting and disconnecting the motor with supply and providing overload protection as well as no volt protection to the motor. The short circuit protection can be provided by inserting fuses here in the circuit or by having some miniature circuit breaker connected here, MCB. Now we shall remember that this part of the starter, that is on off push button, no volt release coil, hold on coil, thermal overload relay and its main contacts, all these are used in other types of starters also. In all type of starter this circuit is used, so remember it. This is not the only the dual starter, but in other starters this circuit is also used to provide protection to the motor against overload and no volt, and to connect and disconnect the motor to supply. Thank you.